Hi, this is Debra Russell, and today I'm going to talk with you about how you can use constraints and limits to your advantage. Hey, have you ever had the not enough blues? The not enough time, not enough money, not enough people, not enough space, not enough resources? Well, guess what? Not enough is a good thing. Okay, or at least it could be if you were willing to adopt a new perspective. Hey, I'm a huge believer in endless possibilities and possibility thinking. But with that said, I do think we can agree that some limits and constraints do exist. There really are 24 hours in a day. And at least for the moment, you have a certain amount of money in your bank account. Or maybe you're working on a project that has a specific budget that must be adhered to. It's not uncommon for people to fight and bemoan and argue or get depressed about constraints or limits, but where does that get you? For some of us, starting to think about constraints and limits as a good thing can seem a little bit counterintuitive, but there's a great truth here if you're willing to embrace it, as many innovators have. Some people assume that innovators do their best work when there are no limits and the potential's wide open. In this story we make up in our heads, the person or the team is working completely free from constraints when suddenly they achieve an aha moment and poof, out comes a new invention or a product or song or idea. As counterintuitive as it may seem, innovation will just as likely come from a world of paradox, a world where it can be the constraint itself, the limit itself, that sparks the genius in someone. Frank Lloyd Wright, who is considered one of the world's greatest architects, was quoted as saying, "Man built most nobly when limitations were at their greatest." Instead of freaking out about constraints, what if you chose a perspective that empowers and inspires you? Constraints do not have to be obstacles, but can actually serve as a springboard for creative thought and direction. It's as much about your attitude toward the things that feel or seem restrictive as the restrictions themselves. Yahoo CEO Marissa Mayer says, "Constraints shape and focus problems and provide clear challenges to overcome as well as inspiration. Creativity loves constraints, but they must be balanced with a healthy disregard for the impossible." I love her perspective on this. Ultimately, it all depends on your point of view. There is just no point complaining about constraints. Your problem is what it is. How can you solve it given the resources and time that you have? Imagine this. Once you can thrive in a world filled with constraints, it's even easier to do well when those constraints are loosened. So embrace the constraints or limits you may be facing in your life or work right now and use them to stimulate your creative energies. If you want or need support in your business or your life, I'm here, so reach out to me and please do add your comments and feedback on this and my other videos so I know how to continue to create value for you. This is Debra Russell signing off for now.